breaking news this morning is that we expect Gwyneth Paltrow to take the stand today in her civil case. The plaintiff in this case, Dr. Terry Sanderson, is suing Paltrow, of course, after she allegedly crashed into him on a beginner's slope at Deer Valley Ski Resort back in 2016. Watching along with us, Brian Silber. He's a criminal defense attorney and former prosecutor. Brian, this decision by the plaintiffs to say, all right, let's bring in Gwyneth first before Dr. Sanderson, the plaintiff in the case. Your thoughts on that strategy?
Well, remember, in a sense, she is also a plaintiff because she countersued him.
Oh, true, yeah.
Yeah, you know, it might be for $1 single, but she still has a claim against him that she needs to prove, just like he has to prove the claim against her. So I'm sure there's a very specific reason why the attorneys figured they would call her first, and I have a feeling it might have to do with that.
How do you think it will go in terms of the direct examination? Well, the examination from the plaintiffs to Gwyneth Paltrow, because it's a little dicey with her in the suit. They'll be able to act as though it's a cross-examination, correct? It'll be a rapid fire.
Well, you know, the jury in a he said, she said case, which this case is definitely one of those, is going to make the decision on how the people appear in person. And this is why it's so important to have a jury watch testimony live and look at the person on the stand, look them in the eye, look at their body language, look at how they answer questions. You know, there's a lot of things that are unspoken in how humans communicate that will convey whether or not they're being honest or being accurate. So I think that will be the ultimate determining factor. But as an outsider watching this from the internet, one thing I see that I think is a negative on the plaintiff's part, the gentleman rather, is that he seems very angry and very miffed. Whereas Gwyneth Paltrow sounds like, you know, listen, I'm not going to let someone take advantage of my celebrity status. Not that he is. We got to see the evidence in this case. But I wonder if those underlying emotional drives will be perceived by the jury and weigh in their decision on who they believe.
At the end of the day, Gwyneth Paltrow says that she remembers the incident and that he ran into her, where Sanderson has foggy memories of it. And that kind of gives him an out in terms of believability, right? Because he's not going to get up and give us a blow-by-blow where she is. If jurors don't believe her version of the story, do they then believe Sanderson's non-version and hold her accountable for his injuries?
No, in my experience, it's the opposite. When you have a witness saying they don't remember, well, then they're just not reliable. If they don't remember and they can't tell you details, that shows a lack of reliability. And as a matter of fact, on cross-examination, when I know I have a witness making some kind of claim that is really exaggerated or emotionally driven, you hit them with the specifics, the who, the what, the where, the when, and what happened after this and what happened after that, because that's where they fall apart. They don't have the memory, and they give cover-up answers. They give weak answers. They give I don't knows or I don't remember. And lacking memory is not a good thing when you have to prove something.
This is a civil case, and again, which you mentioned that both have suits going here. You think back to Johnny Depp, Amber Heard, you had Johnny take the stand twice. He was brought back, but that's because they had years and years of experience together, and there was a reason to bring him back because so many things were brought up through Amber Heard's. This isn't going to happen. Gwyneth Paltrow's not going to be recalled by her team. This will be a one-shot deal, right, that we watched today?
It's hard to say. It depends on how the testimony goes. You know, you may recall a witness, you know, for rebuttal of something very specific. Where I think this case differs from Johnny Depp's trial is they were romantically involved and had a lot of water under that bridge.
Oh, yeah.
Gwyneth Paltrow met this guy for the first time on a ski slope. They have no history beyond this case. And that will certainly affect the overall tenor of the trial.
Yeah, and the length of testimony. Again, we're expecting her to take the stand at some point this morning out there in Park City. Afternoon, it'll be East Coast time.